Hello, guys, and welcome back to the FPL Duo. We're back for the transfer tips video for Game Week 22. Now, as you guys know, it is a Saturday, so hope everyone is enjoying your weekend. We don't normally stream on a Saturday evening, but obviously with it being a Tuesday deadline, we thought we'd hold out a bit. There were some cup games as well, so I think it makes sense to do the stream today. So yeah, this is the transfer tips video, and yeah, we're gonna get into it. But how you doing, Jordan? How's your weekend going so far?
Yeah, it's going very well, thanks. Hopefully everyone's having a nice weekend as well. We've been a bit spoilt for choice in terms of FA Cup matches going on at the moment, and yeah, just in the wait of Premier League football to return once again. But yeah, here on Saturday transfer tips, it's a bit different, but I think we like a bit of difference for Game Week 22, and I'll pass you on to Huss now because his first buy we'll see on the screen.
Yeah, so as you guys know, it's a buy, sell, hold, ignore series. So the first buy I've gone with is Diogo Jota. Now, this might be knee jerky, but as you guys know, I think Jordan knows as well. Obviously, I've been talking about Jota in the Game Week 21 deadline. I told him bring him into the community draft, make him captain. Obviously, the chat wasn't agreeing with me, and he went and got a 19 pointer, 38 points if he captained him, 2 goals and an assist. Brilliant performance from Jota, and he's been a massive miss for this Liverpool team. He's a top player, I think. I think he's very underrated actually, but even by Liverpool fans, I just think it's a big boost to have, and he is a goal scorer. You saw the 2 finishes, they were immaculate, very clinical finishes, and now he's got 7 goals, 5 assists for the season. You take a look at his last 3 games as well. He gets a goal against Burnley on his first game back. He gets 2 assists against Newcastle in his second game back. And the third game, he gets 2 goals and an assist. And he is kind of, shouldering that burden of no Salah at the moment. And he's taking that Liverpool attack. Obviously, we've seen Nunez as well step it up recently. But yeah, Jota, 7.9 million, has a bit of a price rise. He's very good, going to be popular. And he's someone I'm definitely looking at bringing him into my team. His ownership is still 7.7%, which I think will skyrocket ahead of that deadline. Very annoyingly, I did wish I bought him in last weekend. I went Foden instead. Obviously Foden blanked, but yeah, I'm hoping Jota can carry on the form. And you look at the fixtures, Chelsea, Arsenal, they are tougher, but the form Jota is in, and the form Liverpool are in. You could definitely see some goals. Burnley, Brentford. He does have that blank in 26, but I think he's very good value for money as well. So yeah, he's the first buy I've gone with. I think the fixtures are nice. He's just, when you watch him, he's getting a lot of chances. Liverpool are one of the best attacks of the league, and yeah, Liverpool are playing well. So I want Liverpool assets in my team, especially with no Salah. He is kind of spearheading that attack. But yeah, Jordan, let's move on to the next pick. Obviously, the second buy of the video. You've selected Walker. Talk us through this one.
Yeah, I thought let's go for a defender who I think has pretty much impressed me from watching like the FA Cup match yesterday, for example. I've gone with Walker as a buy. I think in terms of Man City defenders, I believe Walker is the most nailed defender. I don't think he's missed any matches at all. He's had 20 appearances, none have come off the bench. As well as that, as a defender on the right-hand side, he plays very much forward. He's pretty much near where the corner flag is when Man City on the high press and attack. And I think when he's in these positions, there's always that opportunity for him to get attacking returns. I think we saw that in that chaotic and very mad Newcastle game where he did pick up that assist in that big 3-2 win over Newcastle. And that just goes to show his importance of attacking threat at the moment could pay off with the fixtures that are upcoming, because he does have Burnley at home next. I think that's a nice fixture to bring Walker in, especially when Man City are going to play very high and Burnley are going to pretty much park the bus against Man City. I don't really see him coming out attacking them, even though they might be brave to do that. I do see them playing on the counter against City, but I do see Walker playing very high in that fixture. And all the more reason, if we look to double game at 25, obviously he's going to play 2 fixtures and they're both at home as well, Chelsea at home and Brentford at home. So they're 2 pretty nice, I think, fixtures for Man City. And in terms of Walker, even if he just gets 1 clean sheet in that game or gets an assist, I think it pays off. If he doesn't get anything in another fixture, let's say Chelsea blanks, but then somehow gets something against Brentford at home, he's playing 2 fixtures more than what other players are going to do and going to play. So he plays an extra one. So all the more reason to have him ready for that double game week coming up. And even before that, his fixtures are pretty nice, I think, throughout the next 5 for Man City. So I think for him at 5.4 million, and if we were looking to add a different defender as well, that shows attacking threat rather than clean sheets, because Man City have only kept 5 so far this season, which doesn't seem that many, considering now we're approaching game week 22. But a lot of you have transferred him in. He has had 100,000 plus game week transfers in. So some of you are looking to buy Walker, maybe to replace maybe Gabriel in case he doesn't start. But I think Kyle Walker for me is a nice defender at 5.4 million that you could potentially buy for the longer term period.
Okay, yeah, nice pick. Let's move on to some players that we think you should be looking to sell and maybe get out of your team. So I've gone with Mo Salah. Now, we know Mo Salah, obviously, we're off to AFCON, and he's actually got injured there. And he's picked up a bit of a hamstring injury, I believe, and it looks like he's out for a while now. He could miss the next 2 or 3 games. We know Liverpool could potentially double as well. In 25, Liverpool could potentially double. I'm not so sure, but yeah, Liverpool could double, and we would want him for that fixture. But we know he's going to miss Chelsea. I think that's pretty certain. He's most likely going to miss Arsenal as well. I think that's fair as well. And Burnley is, probably 50-50 whether he starts that one. So I think if you've got Salah, I would probably be looking to sell him to someone like Jota at the moment, because Salah's injury has he's actually more serious than first thought. We thought he'll be back for the AFCON, maybe round of 16 if Egypt qualify. But we've also seen news that Salah could miss. I think his agent actually came and tweeted out that he's going to miss 21 to 28 days with that injury, something like that. But if that's the case, then I think Salah becomes a sell. He obviously taking up a lot of money. The only issue is when you sell him, he's going to be harder to bring him back in. And we know, with that blank Liverpool having game week 26, they're going to have another double in the future. And when that double does come around, I definitely think we're going to want Salah in our team. So we're going to have a route back in for Salah, in my opinion, because I definitely will want him back. It's just obviously having that money there. But yeah, Salah, obviously we know how great he's been so far this season, but I think it is probably time to get rid, and moving to someone like Jota or even a Foden, even a KDB, who we have discussed moving him to KDB could also be worthwhile as well while Salah is injured. So yeah, I've gone Salah as a sell, and obviously as an owner myself, it is something I'm actually looking to do this game week. Next player then, Jordan, you've gone with Saka as a sell, which is interesting. Are you considering this for yourself, or is it more just more of a suggestion?
I think it's more of a suggestion because I think this is the most debated player in FPL at the moment. There's a bit of split of 50-50 in the community whether we hold on to Saka or sell him. I've personally gone with the obviously going with the sell side. Now, there is a lot of you that probably will sell Saka because of what happened last game week, where he was denied an assist due to the second goal going to a Henderson own goal. Otherwise, Gabriel pretty much scored that second goal, but apparently it was own goal, apparently to Henderson. It was corrected, though. Huss did mention to me earlier that they corrected that issue, and it has gone to Gabriel, that second goal, instead of it being a Henderson own goal, which is quite annoying because of the rules. They can't change that on FPL now, which would have meant Saka got that assist for those who captained him for that game week. So I think there is a bit of frustration and annoyance and unfortunate things happening to Saka at the moment. He's only had 1 goal in the last 5 matches for Arsenal, which doesn't seem great, especially at his price at 9.1 million. We kind of expected a little bit more from Saka at the price he's at currently. And even though he has crept along with an assist and goals here and there, it just feels like for the price and the midfield spot as well, we've seen a lot of midfielders, like we've spoken about Jota as a buy. Potentially Saka could be a replacement for Jota, and we're seeing other midfielders like Kevin De Bruyne, who didn't even play 90 minutes but yet scored massively in the last game week against Newcastle. So it's a lot of these comparisons where we're seeing Saka getting 3 points here, 3 points there, Liverpool where he got 1 point. So I think we are starting to look at selling Saka, probably saving up money as well, buying a cheaper player instead of having an expensive one as well. and just trying to spread that money in the midfield. But yeah, at the moment, Saka is debatable whether you hold or sell him, but I'm going with the sell for those who are contemplating it. I know some of you won't sell Saka like myself. I'll probably get hold on to him. But I do think it's team dependent, obviously, on how your team's set up, and especially if you're template or not, because Saka is pretty much template. He's 62% ownership, so you don't really get any rank increases or rank gain because most of us have him around of our ranks. So that's why I've gone with Saka. Maybe some of you don't agree with it, and maybe some of you do, but I think for me, he is a sell.
Okay, yeah, interesting. Obviously, Saka has been a bit of a chat debate, really, what to do with him. But yeah, let us know what you guys think as well in the chat. And also, guys, if you are watching and you are enjoying the content, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as well. So let's move on to some players that we should be looking to hold on to. So first one, I've gone with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, Trent Alexander-Arnold had over 200,000 transfers out. As we know, guys, Trent is currently injured. He also picked up a knock, I believe, can't remember what game it was now. I think it was in the Arsenal game, wasn't it? In the league game. Sorry, in the cup game against Arsenal. He picked up a knock, yeah. And then he's missed the last couple of games for Liverpool, Trent. He missed the win against semi-final with the Liverpool player. I just can't remember. My mind's gone blank. Fulham.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
He's been a lot of competitions. He missed the game against Fulham. He missed Liverpool's last league game as well, I believe, against Burnley, was it? Sorry, Bournemouth. Yeah, Bournemouth. He missed the game against Bournemouth. I believe he missed Newcastle, I want to say.
Yeah.
He missed Newcastle as well. So yeah, he's missed the last 2 league games. And he's got Chelsea next in the league. And Liverpool don't play until the 31st. And he's back in training, guys. Liverpool actually play tomorrow. Liverpool play Norwich in the FA Cup. So I think wait and see what happens in that game. If Trent's on the bench, then he's definitely a hold. If he's not in the squad, becomes a bit of a worrying issue maybe. But he's going to be back, I think, for that Chelsea home fixture, and then definitely after that Arsenal. I'm pretty certain he'll start against Arsenal. So for me, the way Trent's been playing pre-injury, I do not want to be selling Trent personally. So I know he's expensive, 8.5 million, but I definitely think he's a hold if you've got him. If you've not bit the bullet and sold him already, I think if you've got him, keep him. Even if you find out he's not going to start against Chelsea, I would be tempted to just keep him on the bench for 1 week and then play him back against Chelsea because he's got Burnley after that, Brentford. He was on fire before the injury as well. So yeah, I definitely think Trent is a hold. I'm going to be holding him this week. I'm pretty certain of that. But yeah, I just think I'd want him back when he's fit. So yeah, he is the hold. Who have you gone with, Jordan? Oh, sorry, you were going to say something.
Oh yeah, sorry. Just to clarify, he did play against Newcastle, but because of the goals conceded in the yellow card, he ended up on 0 points. So yeah, he didn't in fact play in that fixture.
Okay, yeah. So it was just the Bournemouth game, right? He missed a couple cup games as well in there.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant.
Okay.
So yeah, you've gone with Foden as a hold. Have he had that many transfers out? That's a surprise.
I was surprised as well when I saw it. I think again, it's probably frustration from Man City scoring those 3 goals against Newcastle and Foden again blanking, not getting any attacking returns from any of those 3 goals. It has been similar to Alvarez as well in terms of transfers out. But yeah, in terms of Foden, I think Foden, he is definitely a hold for me. It's similar reasons to Walker actually, but let's say you have Walker and Foden. It's the double game week 25. I think now would be the time not to really get rid of Foden and keep him for that double game week because you will want probably triple Man City by that time. And if you get rid of Foden now, you're wasting the transfer if you want to bring him back in for that double game week. So you might as well hold on to him with the fixtures he has as well. Not bad either. Burnley at home, game week 22 is definitely a fixture. I wouldn't be getting rid of him in that game. Brentford away have leaked goals as well. So definitely not that fixture. And Everton at home, at the Etihad, definitely one where I'll be playing Foden as a Foden owner myself. And then obviously you got the double where he plays 2 fixtures. So yeah, in the next 5 for Man City's fixtures are pretty good, and I don't see any risks of Foden not starting, even when KDB's back, because he's still in the process of bringing him in slowly. But regardless of that, if Haaland is still out, for the next couple of game weeks. I still think Foden is set and nailed for in the midfield spot, and even though he has up and downs with his returns, I still think he's definitely a player that I would want long term for Man City, because he did get that massive 12-point against Sheffield United at home, where he got those 2 assists. And then before that, against Everton, he did score the goal. And again, he has Everton at home in 24. So definitely don't want to be getting rid of him when he scored against a team that he has coming up again, especially at home. And yeah, he did blank against Newcastle away, which is probably annoying and frustrating for those who brought him in for that fixture, especially. But yeah, I think he's a hold. I don't think you should be taking him out for the fixtures and the double game week Man City have. So I think that's a pretty easy one to hold on to.
Okay, nice one. Let's move on to some players that we should be looking to ignore. Now these are players that are a lot of managers are bringing in that we think you could, yeah, as I said, ignore really, because I just don't understand the Alvarez one. So I've picked Alvarez as an ignore, and a lot of managers are actually bringing him in over 100,000 of you, and I just think now's not the time. Obviously, game week 22. Obviously, might excuse the game week 21 fixture on there with the Newcastle, Burnley next, right? And I understand Alvarez did. He's had a decent season in terms of goals and assists. 6 goals, 8 assists isn't too bad. However, the problem with Alvarez is that Haaland will be back soon, and when Haaland's back, I do worry for him as an asset. I wouldn't want Alvarez going into double game week 25 personally. I just think, I mean, it all depends on Haaland really. If we hear Haaland is fit and ready to go for game week 22, then for me, there's no point bringing Alvarez in. I know he'll probably start anyway, but I think it depends now because KDB's back. KDB, Foden, Alvarez, and Haaland, they're not all going to play together at the same time. So I think Alvarez could become an issue now that KDB's back. So for me, definitely ignore him if Haaland's back. And even if Haaland isn't back, I will still probably ignore him because Haaland will be back against Brentford. If Haaland misses Burnley, yeah, that's one game. But then after that, you're going to have to remove Alvarez anyway, probably, because you want Haaland. So, yeah, he's definitely an ignore. I don't really see why that many people are transferring him in at the moment. I think you've missed the boat. Haaland's back soon. So, yeah, I think it's an easy one for me there.
Yeah, and just to add on that as well, he's played pretty much every game so far in the Premier League. Last season, you would see him come off the bench, come on and play. This season, because he's played that many fixtures as well, I think when Haaland is back and KDB is pretty much in full swing again, you might see some rotation with Alvarez where he doesn't play every game or doesn't start every game. You might see him get subbed off early or substituted off early, or even not being on starting 11. He could be benched for some of these fixtures and then play about 10 or 20 minutes of football. So that's one to watch out for, especially when Man City get their players back from injuries. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then finally, the last player on the list as an ignore, you've gone with Toney, which is interesting as well. He's been quite highly transferred in as well. Obviously, back with a bang in his first game, gets a goal against Nottingham Forest. Why is he an ignore for you, Jordan?
Yeah, there's one thing I'll say about that goal, because it has been contested by Nottingham Forest, because for the guys who didn't see it, he did score from a free kick, but just before he took the free kick, Toney did move the ball a couple of inches to the right without the referee spotting it as he was looking at the wall. And because this wasn't seen or picked up and it was counted as a goal, Nottingham Forest have contested it whether it should be counted or not due to Toney removing that ball. But regardless of that, whether it's counted or not, that might have affected if Toney would have scored against Nottingham Forest, which is I'm saying as a point for this ignore. But I think I'm not going to keep this short because this is Toney's only first game coming back in this season. But I think he's an ignore because we haven't seen much yet of Toney. I think it's a wait and see still, because if we look at the fixtures, he's got Tottenham away in 22, but if you look at 23 and 26, which I think this is pretty brutal and harsh for Brentford, but they have Man City in 23, and then they have Man City again away in 26. So, and then Liverpool at home before that in 25. So it is a very tough run of fixtures for Brentford in the next 5. I think Wolves is their easiest one they've got coming up, and where they are in the table, there is that fear and scare that they could potentially be near relegation zone. That win against Nottingham Forest, though, did keep them out of that relegation area, even so. But yeah, I haven't seen much of Toney yet for me to be tempted to bring him in, especially as a forward. We're only going to have 2 forwards if we're playing 5 in the midfield. So at that price of 8 million, even though it's a nice differential, I still think with the fixtures coming up, it might be a bit more tougher for Toney to get some goal involvements and scoring some goals for Brentford. He's going to be the main man, especially with Mbeumo being out injured and not really any other goal scorer really to contend with for Brentford. But I still think I need to see more of Toney coming back for one game, even though he did score from a free kick. I kind of want to see him score more from open play rather than set piece. So that is my reasonings for ignoring Toney.
Okay, so let's quickly recap the 8 players we've selected. So if you can go from the start there, Jordan, and just read us through the 8 players. And yeah.
Okay, so for the buys, we have Diego Jota and Walker. The players we think you should sell are Salah and Saka. The players we think you should hold on to are Alexander-Arnold and Foden. And finally, the players we think you should ignore for Gameweek 22 are Alvarez and Toney.
Okay, brilliant. So those are the 8 players we've selected, guys. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys agree? Do you disagree? Let us know what you think. Also, if you haven't already, guys, hit that smash button. Smash that like button and hit that subscribe button as well. So as I said, it really helps the channel out. It helps the videos be seen more on YouTube. So all your likes are appreciated. It's free to do. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that, please. Comments here from Uwa. I've had Salah till 30 minutes ago, and I've sold him for KDB. So brilliant.
Nice.
That's a nice move. It's an exciting move owning KDB, I think. Definitely.
Yeah. He's the most transferred in player for Gameweek 22. I think he's had over 1 million transfers in.
Yeah, it's mad. I think he's already had a couple price rises as well, which is a bit mad. But you watched the Man City Tottenham game. Did he play 90 minutes, or what was the situation there?
No, he was benched and then came on for a couple of minutes, for about 10 or 15. But
yeah, so he will definitely start in the league game then.
Yeah, he'll definitely start the league game. He actually was part of the goal leading up to the build-up because it was from a set-piece corner.
Yeah,
delivered in and it was scored by a set-piece. A bit controversial, but
yeah. Zaid says, "Hey Zaid, hope you're well. Welcome to the channel." And we've got Braddon as well. Who's the best 3-man City in your opinion? So for me, if Haaland's back, obviously Haaland's going to be one of them. I think KDB has to be there. Obviously, he's expensive, but you'd want KDB, and I'm going to say Foden as well. I'm going to say triple Man City attack. I know Walker. I do like Walker, but I think Foden, KDB, and Haaland for a double game week at both games at home could be really good.
Yeah, I think for me, the 3 best ones, I'm probably going to mention Walker. I think as a Man City defender, the way he's playing high and got an attack and return against Newcastle, I think Walker would be one of them. Haaland definitely is the other one. And in terms of midfield, I will go a bit different. I did get this player a bit of stick beforehand, but I think Bernardo Silva could be one of the 3 for me.
Okay, nice one. But yeah, I just think with Bernardo, actually, I'm always worried about him being rotated out. That's the only thing I'll say. But I think he's a good option when he plays. It's just I'm worried about really a 90-minute guy playing every week. But yeah, guys, that's it from us. It's been a short one. We are going to wrap it up here. We're back again, I believe. When are we back next, Jordan? We've got to do a transfer tips. Sorry, we don't have transfer tips. We've got to do a team selection.
Yeah, we probably
maybe tomorrow or Monday.
Yeah, we could probably do it Monday.
Yeah, okay.
Monday evening.
Yeah, so Monday evening, guys, we're back for the team selection, and then Tuesday, Jordan will take the deadline stream, as I won't be able to do it. Again, as I said. One more question before we go. Tricky Trees, is Ake or Vardy worth chancing or hands down Walker? For me, it's hands down Walker. I just worry about the minutes with these other guys.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you want a nailed player that's going to start, especially in that double game week in 25, I think Walker would be the man to go for because, as we said, he hasn't missed a game so far. He's played 20 out of 20. So, yeah, I think Walker for me.
Brilliant. So, yeah, that's it from us. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you guys soon on Monday for the team selection. Should be a good one. A lot of transfers planned. I don't actually know what I'm going to do with my moves, so got to think about it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate you guys. As always, hit that like button as well and take care.